Hi guys to everyone. Today we have a woman with us. She's amazing, as you know. I love interviewing women because female power always. And today we have Rikke from Konvent. First of all, Rikke, how are you? It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Hello, I'm great.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm good. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do regarding the upcoming release, but it's all fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically the upcoming release that it will be released like actually when actually.
March 11th.
So we are basically there. So I will try to put the interview some days before. So I will like you will be even. So of course it's a call down the sun, right? Okay,
Yes.
but before speaking about that, I want just if you can just introduce the band, speak a little bit how Convent get up all together, and you met all the other girls.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so if we start way back, Convent was formed in 2015,
Yeah.
and it was actually my older sister who
Okay.
all of a sudden wanted to learn how to play the drums. And through a mutual friend or a friend she knew from her school, he was in a band, and the drummer started teaching her. And his roommate was Heidi, our bass player. And so Heidi thought, I need to contact this girl, and we need to form a band, because she had been wanting to start a band for a few years, but
Yeah.
no one had wanted to start a band with her. And so they teamed up and started something, and they needed a guitarist. And my sister's schoolmate, his girlfriend Sarah, played guitar, and he asked her, and she was down. And in the end, they asked me because I had done some singing, not metal singing, but I'd done a
Yeah.
bit of singing in the past. And then I thought, yeah, why not? Why not
Why
try
not?
this challenge? Like, it sounds fun.
Yes.
And
And
yeah, then we got together, and yeah, the vibe was good, and
it's
yeah.
amazing. So it's the same lineup that we have still today. That's which is amazing. Or you
Yeah,
changed
actually
some?
not. Actually,
Yeah.
actually we changed the drummer because
Okay.
my sister, she was starting her master's degree in
Of
another
course.
city, and she tried to make it work, but
Okay.
in the end she didn't have time for it. And then we were just so lucky to find Julie, our current drummer, and yeah, it's been really great. And now,
Yeah.
as Sarah, our guitarist, she's pregnant. She's about to have a baby very
Oh,
soon, and
congratulations then for her.
thank you. Yeah, the first convent baby. It's very
Oh
exciting.
wow.
Yeah.
And
And
a tiny shirt.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Tiny everything. Yeah. So we've hooked up with a girl called Sophie, who has played
Hmm.
in lots of other metal bands. She's played
Yeah.
black metal. She plays punk. She has a punk project on the side. Who's gonna stand in for Sarah on the upcoming tour?
Oh, what?
Um, yeah.
So basically, you
So
have a lot of things going on. So basically,
yeah, yeah,
2017 or around that period, you released your first demo. And
yes.
basically, how was it started to recording and actually release something that, of course, it wasn't the first full length, but it was the beginning of Convent.
Mm.
How was it? How did you feel, every one of you, at the moment?
It was absolutely amazing. It was just so nice to finally have a recording, actually have some songs, and we were able
Yeah.
to put them out there, on the internet, and people could actually hear what we've been working with in the rehearsal space.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so weird to hear the songs that you've just heard in the
Yeah.
rehearsal space and with crappy sound and stuff, and finally hearing them produced
Wow.
and sort of polished. Yeah, that's an amazing feeling that I can't really explain. But yeah, we just felt like, okay, like this is it. Now
Now
we
we have.
now we're a real band.
So we are now
Yeah,
your band. So and
yeah,
and then basically from, of course, from the demo to the first album, there is always some difference, of course, because the full album, we can say, is more hard work, it's more complete, you have to do more work about it. So it's 2020, so it's of 2 years, which is also the last album until now, that is Puritan Masochism. Every time I have
mm.
issues, masochism. So what about this album? Mainly, if you want just to speak about the lyrics, the topics, the composing as well, and And at the end, what is changed from the demo to the album, in your opinion?
Yeah, yeah. So I think that we, from each release, we try to really challenge ourselves
Yeah,
and say, okay, we need to hear for ourselves
yeah,
that we have improved
of
either on our
course.
instruments or vocally. Because we still have a lot to learn, even though we've been in a band since 2015. Um,
Yeah,
we we aren't the most skilled musicians yet. So we just try to
to
work hard and
yeah.
be sure that we set these challenges for ourselves.
and and the main topic in this first album, I mean, you just wrote lyrics like was like randomly, or each lyrics has a different meaning, so there is like a specific topic that you speak about into the album, that you share into the album.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. So it's fun to speak about or to talk about Puritan masochism. Now we've been only talking about "Cold Down the Sun" for for months now, but there is sort of a red thread throughout Puritan masochism. It's I can't really remember from the top of my head now, which is a bit weird, but we delve in lots of topics about
Yeah.
um, not sort of mental illness, but just not being okay, or
Okay.
they're standing on the side and watching someone that you know and you love not being okay. Um,
Which is
yeah.
really deep. Which is really
Mm,
deep because you are speaking about something that basically, if you are seeing someone maybe you care, feeling having some illnesses or mental, even just anxiety, could be that it is not feeling okay. So basically,
mm,
you put this in music as well, because I think that even that the composition, I think that fits from what I heard with the lyrics as well. So basically, it's just like a journey, you can
yeah,
say.
yeah, sort of, yes. Like seeing some of the maybe the same topics, but just from different angles.
Yeah,
And I'm very fascinated by the human mind. I'm very fascinated
yeah,
by
yeah,
things like trauma, and what that can do to a person, how that can sort of
yeah.
shape a
No,
personality and shape a person's life. Um, and yeah, I think the sort of the bad sides in life is something that connects us all as humans, because
yeah,
you can be struck by something like depression, whether you're homeless or you're a CEO
yeah,
at a bank. If you're a
yeah,
millionaire and stuff like that, of course you're more exposed to it if you're homeless and
yeah.
don't have a lot of money and stuff like that. But you
I
can't
agree.
really, you can't really escape those things as a human being, no
It's
matter what your
like,
life.
yeah, it's like the only things you can do if you have the resource, because like you said before, if you're homeless, you can just hope for the system that help you. But I saw some people, on the internet that are really struggling with even issues like BPD, borderline, this bipolar disorder, and being an homeless
Mm,
situation, you don't have the resource to be treated. But if people that have the resources, if for example they don't treat trauma like
mm,
immediately, it got long-term trauma, and then it could bring another pathologies, another. So yeah, and I think that you did a good job with this album, because for the people who really have we are a lot having, trauma, all of us, as a little bit, even a small trauma in our life, but even people who
mm,
really suffer about things, listening, even especially women, because we are always the ones less considerate in the system. So even women, if you listen to this, that a band which are always like, they have like a, you can flag, or you can say, listen to this type of topic, I think they feel less alone, because
mm,
it's like things for, like, okay, they're speaking about that, so probably if they are treating this argument, they know what it's like
mm.
they see someone having that, so I think it's like something really deep. And congratulations, I mean, it's something not easy to speak about, because speaking about these things in a, especially in an album, is like a challenging, because you can receive critics, you can receive compliments as well. But like we said,
Mm.
critics are is always things to build up for each other. Now, if you have to suggest before going to speak about this new album, a coming album, I'd like to know if, of course, like for example, I get to know you thanks to a friend of mine. But if anyone is watching this interview and they are like interesting, and which song you want to advise to them to catch the soul of Convent?
Hmm. I think from the first album, it's probably the song just called Puritan Masochism. I think that
Okay,
that's a song that a lot of people associate with Convent. And from the new album, I think it's our first single, Grains.
Grains. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
amazing.
think that's very much a Convent sound. And I
So,
actually think that that was the first song that we started writing for the new album. So I think it's around, I think, almost 2 years old. I
okay,
think we started writing it about 2 years ago. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, the last album, so you can say, call down the sun. So,
Mm.
what is the difference always, of course, because it's like always a journey between the previous one. It's more deep, something is changed as well in the influences, or something is changed in the sound, in the lyrics.
Yeah, I think that we are a bit more inspired by black metal on
Okay.
this album. Not 100%, but I think people can hear certain elements of
Okay.
it there. I've tried to do a bit more melodies with my
Okay.
vocals. Um, I didn't really reach the goal that I set for myself, but I feel at least I gave it a shot. Few
But
people can
no, but I think it's a good thing. I mean, if you are because at this point I wanted to ask you, since how you say that before you were singing another type of music, I'm curious now. So which was your
Mm.
journey as a singer to arrive
Well,
until today like a black metal almost singer? So it's like an interesting journey.
yeah. So actually, it all started with I wanted to be an actor for many years when I was a teenager and in my early 20s. And I thought that it would be a good idea to take some singing lessons as well on the side if I was ever going to go to an audition and something, and they asked me to sing or something. So I just did a lot of different things. So everything from musicals to jazz, like old folk songs, like just a lot of different things with various teachers.
And that's that's amazing because it gives you the good, like I said, the good way of changing the sound while you're singing. You can decide to put more black or more folkish things. Yeah,
Mm.
and in your speaking about your taste, which is your favorite? You can say way of singing.
Um, oh, that's a good question. I think my favorite way of singing is definitely the deep growls for
Okay.
me, because I think it's it's the easiest, and I think you can make some really awesome sounds with it.
Wow.
I like singing, just clean singing, but I actually have a huge fear of doing clean singing in front of people. I don't know. It feels very vulnerable
Yeah.
somehow, like you're really in contact with your feelings, and I'm not very good at that.
I mean, it could happen. Since you were speaking
Yeah.
about crowd in front of people, how did it go still today, the live performances? Did you have some memories of some lives, some that you remember mostly, some good memories, or even just something that you liked
Hmm.
personally?
Yeah, I mean, I think two experiences come to mind. One of them was when we played Copenhagen here
Wow,
in Copenhagen,
the beast.
and we were the first band on that day. And I thought, okay, well, everybody's still at work. It's like 2 in the afternoon. Maybe there's gonna be
This
like 50 people, and I
was
think
the
around
opposite.
4,000 turned
Oh
up.
my god.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Copenhagen is a huge festival.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, that was very overwhelming and just a huge experience.
Yeah.
But also our first concert ever, we were extremely nervous, but we couldn't have asked for, I mean, a better day or better people to be around on the day, because the bands that we were playing with were so supportive and helpful, and the sound people were just really, really great and just made us feel really safe, even though we were just
Wow.
physically shaking.
There
And
is no.
yeah, yeah, it was. We were so nervous, but it was amazing to kickstart that journey
Yeah.
of playing live.
That's amazing. Just before going to your personal taste and influences, since of course there are, like we say, the last album is more black metal sound. I want just the influences of Convent, the musical influences, because I think each members could bring different influences as well.
Mm. Yeah. So when Sarah and Heidi were writing the riffs, they were very inspired by Amen Ra.
Ah,
Amen Ra.
man, right, I know them. Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
no, they are
Yeah.
amazing,
And
amazing.
yeah. And Alcest as well.
Okay, I saw
And
them.
Tomo, actually, yeah. Um, and oh, what else?
I love your band.
Um, yeah.
I really,
Yeah,
I
those are the
you.
three I can remember.
No, these are basically most band because from it's more like we can say more not an underground, but a particular scene that you have really have to be listen the type of music to love, and it's really particular as well. So you have to really to love that type of like I'm Amandra or Alcest, and yeah, well,
Mm.
oh, I will put your all your new album and as my alarm in the morning. No, really, that's
Great.
amazing. It's amazing. And like for you, Rikke, which are your mainly influences? Musical, of course.
Musical. I think with my vocals. I mean, I would love to sound like. I would love to be able to sing as deep as John Gallagher from Dying Fetus. I
Okay.
think then my life would be complete. Another huge idol of mine is Travis Ryan from Cattle Decapitation.
Cattle
I think
Decapitation.
he's just, yeah, I think he's just the best metal
Yeah.
vocalist out there, and I feel like I hear so many other metal vocalists say that he's their biggest idol as well. So I think he has a huge influence
Yeah.
on the scene in general, maybe
Yeah.
without knowing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can do so many things with his vocals. It's insane.
And now just it's a tedious question because most of the artists ask me for this question, but now we go more into the personal. So just speaking five album or if it's easier band that influenced your as way of being since you were a kid until today. Could be everything.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the first band that pops into mind is actually Rammstein. I discovered them when I was in like a freshman in high school,
Yeah.
and I just became obsessed with them. I was such a huge fan, just such a huge fan, and I
They have
think I
impact.
discovered them in yeah, I think that I discovered them in yeah, yeah, when I was 15 or something, so
Yeah.
many years ago. And I remember just seeing them live for the first time, and it was actually with my sister. We managed to get to the front row, and like out on the
Yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah.
side front row, but still, and it was just the biggest experience of my life. It
Wow.
was something that been waiting for several years at that
It's
time, and
amazing.
yeah, it was just like beyond my expectations.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so I feel like that shaped me a lot.
Yeah. And apart that, we are still four, so we can dig a little bit into your influences.
Yeah. I think yeah, this is not metal, but I think the
No,
Spice
I just
Girls also
okay.
had
Yeah,
a huge
yeah.
had a
You can
huge
do it.
influence when I
You
was
can say
like
it.
10.
We can
Yeah.
say you can do. You can say everything, even not metal. It's just five musician or that influenced you mostly in the world of bands.
Mm,
So we
yeah.
have just three left.
Pre-loved, yeah. And
Okay.
then, yeah, I think definitely Cattle Decapitation,
Okay.
which I think I discovered in 2015 as well, and they've been my favorite band ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, I really, really love that band. Oh, two left.
Two left.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah, I've been a huge Depeche Mode fan, also
Okay.
when I was a teenager. Yeah,
That's good.
and yeah, still, yeah, really, really great band. And the last one, oh, what could that be? Um, let's just say Origin, because I feel like
Okay.
they were sort of my gateway band into listening to more extreme
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like a
and
beginning to this. Yeah.
yeah, sort of. And I
So
just
that's
remember seeing
perfect.
them live for the first time. Yeah, my jaw
Yeah.
just absolutely dropped. I still can't believe that people can play that fast
Yeah.
live.
I know. I saw them live. So yeah, I know what you mean. But that's amazing. Now I just want to ask you if you, before, of course, ending the interview and speaking about the future project and gigs, if you would have the chance to describe Convent in one word, how that word will be? Which word will be?
I think the word would be heavy.
Okay.
Because I think that sort of defines our music. We don't
Okay.
play extremely fast. We play a bit slow, sometimes a bit fast. But
Okay.
all in all, I think it's heavy.
And now, what about? Because of course now we are a little bit of light for the concert and all the Europe. So what about for the? Of course, yeah, we have to remember the release of the new album, which will be again say it for the people that are looking there.
March 11th.
Okay, March 11th will be out the last album,
Mm.
and the next gigs or tour, what when it will be.
So we will start our tour on the 8th of April.
Okay.
And then we'll travel around for about 2 weeks. Then we have 1 week off, and then we have another 2 weeks.
So basically, you will cover all the Europe. It will be a European tour.
Yeah, so it will be not all of Europe, unfortunately, but
Okay,
we'll
yeah, of
do
course.
Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Germany,
Yeah.
the Netherlands, France for the first time,
Mhm.
Germany, Czech for the first time, and Poland for the first time. And
Well,
also, we'll go to Desert Fest in London.
okay, so but you have as well some festival planned for the summer, since the summer
Yeah,
is the yeah. Which, if you can say it, of course, which festival
yeah,
you have
sure.
already
Yeah,
booked?
so we one of the festivals is with Full Force
Okay.
in Germany. So yeah, are there other festivals? I think there are other festival gigs, but I can't really remember them right now, and some
Okay.
haven't
Okay.
been announced yet.
But of course, I think that everyone who will see you will follow you on, for example, Facebook pages and social media. They can
Mm,
see easily where they will be, and of course, I will put all the link in the description of the video, of course.
great.
So, what can I say? I really love your band, and I find out one of the because right now I'm discovering this new band for me, new band, which are I listen really like day for day, and becoming like a sort of I don't know cycle in my mind. So this last week and the previous one was all the time comment. The previous one was Arab Alter. So basically, these are becoming my favorite band today. Yeah. So what can I
Yay!
say?
Great.
I really hope to see you in some one of these. I don't know this summer, this springs in some festival because they're really popping out here and there.
Mm,
And I hope to have an interview with all of the band with a camera, some at the microphone, something really in the presence with a beer.
that would be so nice.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure, and I'll let you know when everything will be out.
Great.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.